Hello everyone, THANITADESIGNS here. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making the everyday tote by Bagstock design pattern with a little bit of modification. I put in a front zipper and the accent panel, both front and back. And this one I print out at 80%, I think. Yeah, 80% to compare with the actual size. So, if you are interested on how I made this, please keep on watching. So today I am going to start with the lining. This is my slip pocket piece. As you can see, they have different size that is meant to be, so that when you finish sewing it up together, the front fabric will have a little peak of this fabric on the outside. So now right side together and sew them together, just this upper edge first. So now you are going to pull down the edge of the shorter piece to meet the edge of the longer piece, like that. Clip it. Now you see there is a little bit of curve here. You just have to smooth it out like that. Press the seam downward this way. Same with the other side. Smooth it out and clip it down. Now you're going to sew it down, turn here, then stop, leaving a hole for turn it right side out. Now turn it right side out. As you can see, you have a little trim like that. Now set this aside. I will go to press this later. So onto the zipper pocket. Grab one of your lining. We are going to draw a box on the zipper lining. Right side together, your pocket and the lining. You are going to sew around the box. Now you're going to cut it out. Use your scissor, cut it in the middle line Wrinkle it out until the corner, but not through your stitch. Fold it back. I'm going to go ahead and press this down. Okay, grab your zipper tape and cut it out at least the same size to your zipper pocket. Put on your zipper pulls if you haven't done so already. Put your zipper tape behind the box. Now you're going to sew it all around. You can use double-sided tape or pin to hold it on together so it doesn't move, but I'm okay with nothing, so now we are going to sew the side of the zipper pocket shut, but leaving this side here because we are going to butt the bag through it. Okay, that is done. Now grab another side. We are going to sew up the slip pocket. I already done one side of my recess zipper. I have done it a little bit different from the pattern, so feel free to follow the pattern, but this is what I'm going to do today. Grab your top lining. I have notched out a mark here to where I want to start and finish my zipper. It is around 2 inches from the outer edge. So you may want to square off your zipper first and then sew it with a panel. Okay. Pull the end out of the way when you arrive at the marking. Right side together, top and the main lining, matching the center. Pull the tail of the zipper tape down towards the main lining. Open it up, then top stitching it down. Now we are going to sew up the lining piece together at the side seam. So clip your zipper tape out of the way. Mesh up the seam. And sew it together at the side seam and the base of the bag. Now we are going to box up the seam together. So meshing the center seam. Separate it out like a butterfly. Clip it and sew it on together. Same thing with the other side. Now go ahead and take off your clips, and don't forget to put in your zipper pull if you haven't done so already. Now I am going to sew up my zipper end. If you have some kind of hardware, zipper end hardware, feel free to use that. Next I'm going to make a straps, so just a basic here. Tape down your double-sided tape, then fold the two long edges in the center and fold it together again. I am using a 4.5 stitch length. This strip of vinyl is 3 inches wide for making a 3.25 strap. I did run out of the bobbins here, so I unpicked some stitches for tied it off together at the back side. And after I load up the new bobbin, I did go over the same stitch hole and finish it off. So my camera is stopped recording here, but what I did is I measure out the placement of the handle, and then I try to go over the same stitching that I did before, just for security, for reinforcement. You don't have to do this. You can go ahead and put on your rivets already. Go ahead and do the same thing with the back panel too. So first of all, find your center. Measure out your placement. I am using the double-sided tape for hold it on together. Again, I try to go over the same stitching as before. Set it aside. Next, I'm going to put on my accent panel. If you notice, I put my straps just a little bit over the main panel. This is for when I top stitching with the zipper. It will be less bulk, easier to turn. I think I cut this main panel around 4 inches, 3.5 or 4 inches, and the straps are sitting at 1/2 inch apart from the lower edge. Now just top stitch all the way through. Since my main panel is so thick, I'm going to chop off some of the excess. If your material is thin enough, you can skip this step. It's not necessary. Next, we are going to install the zipper. So find your center. Grab your zipper tape, cut it out a little bit more to what you need. You can put your zipper pull in now or wait until you finish install the zipper and put it in later. like I do. Zipper teeth facing down the main panel and clip it. Grab your lining pocket and put it right side together. If you want to, you can base on the zipper and the panels first and then sew in the lining pocket later on. Open it up, then top stitching the main panel and the lining together. Then bring your other edge of the lining up to the top of the zipper and clip it together. Grab your main top panel, put it facing down, clip it together, then sew it up. Open it up, all the seam toward the top, then top stitching. Now you're going to sew the side seam shut, and don't forget to put in your zipper pull if you didn't done it yet. I went ahead and sew in my name tag already. The next thing is to put in the accent piece to the back panel. You will have to measure out the placement from the front piece, then repeat it with the back piece, then top stitching it on. Next, we are going to sew in the side panel. As you can see, there is a longer edge and a shorter edge. The longer edge will always be at the top. And there is a slant side. That side will be attached with the main body. And the straight side is a side seam. This is where people get mixed up a lot, so be careful about that. I am doing a chain stitching here. Feel free to do it the normal way. As usual, open up and top stitching. All the seams are facing the side panel. Go slow on the top stitching. You don't want it to be wonky. I went ahead and based on my foam and also put on my rivets already. Next, we are going to sew up the side seam together. Remember to clip your thread as you go, so have less cleanup to do later. Next, we are going to put on the base of the bag. If you notice, I did clip out all four corners of this piece. This way, they make it easier to sew it on with the main body. Well, for me anyways. So all you have to do is to clip out the corner as your seam allowance. Say if your seam is half an inch, you will have to clip out a half-inch corner. Or if your seam allowance is 3/8, you will have to clip out 3/8 corner and vice versa. So clip the base and the main panels together and sew it up from notch to notch. Do the same thing on both sides. So bring your side seam to meet the short edge of the base and separate the seam out. And also you will have to make a snip at your main panel so that way you can sew it together easier. Go as close as possible to the stitch that you just sewn, but not through it. Repeat this on both sides. Next we are going to sew main body and lining together. So turn your lining right side out. Don't forget to leave your zipper pocket open. Sorry for the framing here, I forgot to check that before. But all you have to do is to put the lining piece inside the main body and then clip it together. Start at the four corner, which is the two center and the two side seam. Use as much clip as you like, then sew it all around together. Now it's time to birthing the bag. Next, you will have to clip the top of the bag. Prepare for the top stitching. I choose to start my top stitching behind the handle to hide the starting point and a cleaner look. The last step is to sew your lining pocket shut. Tuck your lining in, checking if everything is good. And there is it, the back is done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.